Yes, guys. It's your boy Qasim in Kuwait. But again, we're in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. And today we've got two awesome guests. Power slap athletes. Keali, the Chief, Wes, the Boom, Mena.
Let's get it.
Guys,
Let's get it. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's an honor.
Thank you for coming and getting onto our podcast and talking to us.
Much appreciated, guys.
So, how are you finding Saudi? Riyadh.
It's been great, man. Just the hospitality's been awesome. Just the people, just the culture, the food. It's been great, man. It's been great. Yeah.
How many days have you been here so far?
4, 5, 5 days. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. And you know, like with Riyadh, they've got the Riyadh season. I think Boulevard. You've been to the.
Well, we went to Boulevard yesterday.
Yeah.
You guys went to City and World, right?
I know we went to Boulevard Park and Boulevard, or there's like two of them.
Yeah,
right?
There's two, yeah.
There's like the smaller and then the bigger one,
bigger
right?
ones.
Huge
yeah.
attractions and that.
Yeah.
Even like with
The
Saudi. they've got
WWE
the-
walkout was nice. I saw
Oh, the
that.
WWE.
You guys like
That
that?
was nice. I love
Yeah, we
that.
had the whole entrance. That was so dope.
Was
I
it
loved
just for you, or is it like anyone can go and do that?
No, so
walkout?
they only had specific.
Yeah.
Yeah,
guys
that's what I was
that,
thinking.
Yeah. So
It's the like the main event people that they really want to promote as much, you know.
Okay.
So being a superstar at WWE and now that Power Slap is collabed with WWE, it's something that they really want to do.
That's amazing, man.
Well, like you've heard, like even like Saudi, they've got the football World Cup, the soccer World Cup.
Yeah.
That's
soon.
coming, so that this whole country is booming and
know.
honestly,
That's
it's
awesome.
developing so quick. Have you had your chance to like taste the foods or the local food?
Yeah, so we went to the Boulevard Park, was it? And then we actually all sat down and we tried some of the food. It's great. The food is actually very clean for the
Very,
most part.
very.
So
Yeah.
and that's what I appreciate and I like.
It's all
that.
fresh cooked meat, everything.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
all
they have
cooked,
the-
fresh ingredients.
It's not like America because we have all those steroids, hormones.
Oh,
and
no,
stuff.
yeah,
It's
everything.
just like,
They just
Everything.
pump up our food.
GMO.
with a lot
Oh,
of
no,
that
everything
stuff.
is.
Yeah.
I come from England where everything's frozen. So it's straight out the freezer, fish and chips.
Yeah.
So when I came to the Khalid, it's fresh, everything, food. It's a game
I used to
changer.
live in the States and I cook. So like the baby chicken in the States
Right.
is like the big chicken we have back in Kuwait. And I'm like, there's something wrong with their chicken. It's
There's
like
something
it's
wrong
like a
with it.
turkey, man. Like what the hell? It's,
Yeah.
it's-
Unfortunately, I couldn't eat though because you guys are in your guys' weight class and you guys got to enjoy the spoils
Yeah,
of the
the
labor.
heavyweight. I'm a
Oh,
heavyweight.
yeah. You might have a seafood diet.
I've been watching them eat the whole time and just
Yeah.
maintaining my weight. But other than that, I mean, I got to enjoy the food today, and that was great. I got to replenish after
What's
my weight cut.
your diet like when you're doing?
I fast throughout the whole day. Yeah, I fast throughout the whole day. I have one meal, but it's usually pescatarian, more so on the fish side.
Okay.
Yeah, I come from the island, so
Yeah,
that's something
me
that
too.
I adapt from.
I come from
Yeah.
like an island next to Kuwait, so all we eat is fish. Every like family gathering, fish. So
It's so good.
it's the best.
But now you've made weight, you've replenished,
Feel
feel
great.
healthier.
Feel great.
Yeah.
I
And
feel
at
amazing.
first-
I feel alive now, So like last night, I was like, oh my god, when am I gonna eat? Just counting down the hours. Yeah. So you just got to go to
But it's
sleep
like,
at that
as
point.
soon as you make weight though, your stomach shrunk, your body, it's like you can't even eat because you like, it takes a while for the body to open
Yeah,
up. And then,
usually the way I break my fast and stuff, especially after a weight cut like that, I just go straight to fruits.
Yeah, same,
I,
yeah.
I juice first, and then I gradually just go into solid foods after that.
get the nutrition and
Yeah.
because the body's depleted.
So my whole thing is like I'm opposite of him because I'm actually trying to gain weight. So I'm trying to
Yeah.
just eat protein as much as I can.
Nice,
Trying to-
nice.
I'm a smaller heavyweight, so I just try to get that good protein in. for the most part,
yeah.
That's the good life right there. I might have to go off the weight class.
Why am I doing? Just go heavyweight.
Even gaining weight
You know-
is hard, right? Gaining weight is kind of hard.
It is now. It is because actually it was a lot bigger, but like now that I've got, like shrunk in a way, it's like I try to put some of that weight back, but the healthy way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
better
healthy
than-
fats, healthy just overall protein. Just try to do the right thing.
nice.
I saw the stare downs today.
Yeah,
Both of you
that-
had
you
stare
guys-
downs. Whereas yours, you just
You got me shook, man. I got scared for Wes a bit.
Yeah.
I was like,
I was scared a bit. I'm
I was
like,
about
Wes,
to jump on stage. Don't be messing your homeboy.
Yeah.
Hey, the crazy thing is, so my opponent, his brother faced the opponent I'm about to face.
Yeah.
oh,
And he got knocked out bad by his brother.
Yeah.
Nice.
So like I know he's just and his brother he's an overall good guy. His name is shout out to Pono. He's an overall good guy. good human being, and it's like everybody loves this guy, and he's like the most likable guy. And my opponent, you know, I guess when they first started, my opponent started talking trash, and Pono was like an overall good guy. He shows respect before and after, and it's like, you know, I know how this guy rolls, so like, you know, he likes to talk a little bit. So like, I got up in the face, hey, I'm not the one, my guy. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, you know, I just didn't like the overall talking he did before. But, you know, I got up in his face and, you know, I let him know, hey, I'm not the one. You know?
You're not the one, my guy. You're the boom. You're the boom, bro.
Don't
They're
mess
gonna
with
see the boom tomorrow.
Here comes the boom.
Here we
Bring
go.
to face, baby. Bring to face.
There we go.
That's what I told him,
Is you finding this as power slap gets bigger? Are you finding more trash talking evolving with the sport? You know, because obviously it's part of the hype, it's part of the social media.
Yeah, and that's what you have to bring. You know, if you're not going to bring the hype, then you have no value in this sport.
Yeah,
You
you
know?
brought that in.
You're a prize fighter.
I saw the powerhouse.
Yeah.
You killed it.
I mean, you
Biggest
have to. You have
respect.
to. It's not just about, you know, the fight itself, but it's also the people that you're trying to win over.
That's
You
true.
know,
That's
and
true.
once you win the crowd, then you'll be back on every single card.
It's a spectator sport.
Like-
They pay to watch and stuff.
It's all about marketability. To
Yeah.
want to be marketable, you want to, you know,
Yeah.
showcase the fight, showcase what you got, and
Yeah.
who you are. You know,
Yup,
they want
the
to know who
character.
you are.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's not just
Trying to
winning the
build
matches.
that brand, baby.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, honestly, we are. But when you fight, you're your own boss, your own brand.
Exactly.
Where you invest, you're going to return.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. So I know. Both of you came from like martial arts, MMA. Your blue belt
Background.
jiu-jitsu. So how
bare
like,
knuckle also, right?
Yeah.
Bare knuckle and jiu-jitsu,
Yeah.
wrestling. I've done
MMA? You had a few MMA
Yeah.
fights as
yeah,
well.
MMA. I fought in the
Wes.
cage once.
Yeah.
But for my whole background is strictly wrestling. I did that almost
Nice.
my whole life. I did pretty well. I could have went to collegiate level, and then I still do a little bit of that today because I train a couple of UFC fighters back home, and they use me strictly for wrestling.
Nice.
So like I'm really good at wrestling.
Who do you train with though?
I train with Diego Lima, Chris Beast
Oh,
Boy Barnett,
Lima.
the Lima
Oh my
brothers.
God.
They live like literally like 20, 30 minutes away from me.
They're
so
legends.
Damn, man.
I go to the gym out there and we train, and they usually strictly just for wrestling days. So
That's
it's an
amazing.
honor to roll it up with those guys, and I'm able to, you know, they bring some All-Americans in sometimes, and I'm able to just be still like hold my own weight.
Yeah,
you
hold
know?
you.
So it's pretty cool.
That's amazing.
So how did you both transition then from MMA to power slap?
For me, I just wanted to spice up the division.
Okay.
They needed more flavor for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm that person that brings it.
You got the energy, yeah.
Yeah.
You are definitely in the. Yeah.
In the
Yeah,
right
we got
place to
it.
do it.
Did it make
Hey.
sense though, like for yourself as well, like going from martial arts to then seeing power slap, a new opening, a new sport? You know,
Yeah,
it's like
that was
there's
like-
not many times in our life where you see a new sport come along.
Right.
Which obviously we start with the UFC and MMA, but now a new one, it's like okay, you know,
It's
How did
been
you
there,
find
right?
that?
There's like a slap, UK slap.
Yeah, so like we're
There's
like the
like-
grandfathers of the sport right now. We're
Yeah,
like, it's
that's-
early-
Yeah, yeah,
we're
yeah.
like the
We're
NFL
the-
slap fighting
Yep.
right now. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's a great transition, and transitioning from MMA to slap is just like, to me, I just love the violence.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know, I'm just triggered in a different way where I love being hit. I love taking hits. You know, just all that whole shebang, bro. I just
That's
love
amazing.
it.
honestly, like you guys are different. Like I'm coming from a
yeah,
kickball
yeah.
background, and I've taught day one keep them hands up. So if you throw a punch and I can block them, okay.
Right,
But
right.
you guys hands behind your back.
It's
That's
completely
different. That's
ball
different,
game.
brother.
Yeah,
See, I
exactly.
I can't comprehend it.
It's
like,
a completely different ball game. I mean, like you said, coming from a mixed martial arts background, knowing that you can defend yourself and you can properly just like, you know, block and this, and then knowing that you have to stand there and take a hit. Oh, that's just a whole different type
It's
of
completely
crazy.
different from MMA because, you know, MMA fighters, they're taught to, for the most part, you know, dodge punches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
MMA slap fighting, you're there, you got to take
gotta
that.
take
it's
that,
a
you
whole
gotta
different
eat it.
world. It's a
Yeah.
whole different stratosphere. That's why when I say there's levels to this, you can't just jump in this sport because
No,
you have
no,
to be
no.
literally triggered.
You have to.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? You have to be really wired different. And
even
it's
like
just-
for you, Keali, doing bare knuckle. That's MMA, then bare knuckle. You know, that's one level crazy. You know, like honestly,
Yeah,
you got
that is, that is.
no gloves on.
Right.
You've got hand wraps. You got little hand
Who
wraps.
was the
Well,
last guy?
in bare knuckle, you're only wrapping the top part
Yeah,
of your
the
hand.
wrist,
You're not,
yeah.
the
But even
rest
that-
of your knuckle
so
has to be
we
exposed.
always talk cover them knuckles up, but you're doing that's going up, and then you've got power slap, which is like
Then we have that.
one level
That's-
up. Is
that's,
like
another level up.
Yeah, so I know that there's a loose screw in there,
Yeah,
but
brother.
it's slowly getting a lot more tighter now. I promise. I promise.
No. But on that, like, say, for both of you, when someone's about to hit you, where are you looking? Like,
What are you
where do
thinking
look at?
about? Like,
Do you look in the eyes of your opponent, or do you look down? Like,
You go ahead. You
For
go
me,
first.
I'm looking into their eyes, but deeper than that, I'm looking into their soul.
Yeah,
Knowing that okay, I can smell fear. I know that if I can instill fear into my opponent, and then it shows it in his eyes. So I like to look at his eyes. For sure.
what about you, Wes?
My whole thing is just like I like to look at their chin right here.
Okay.
I just look at that and it's just like
the target.
I also look into their soul and whatnot. Just like
target.
you
Yeah,
said.
definitely.
But like for me, so I won't flinch or anything. I just look at right here, and then it's like it's like almost I can feel it coming, but I just brace, bro. I just like I said, I
Yeah,
love
you
the
gotta-
violence of it. I just love it. So it's just I take it like a man,
I see that.
I don't know if you
Trust
can
me.
curse on here, but like I just
You can.
don't bitch up. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
So
Definitely.
do you look at anything? So on the opposite side of that, when you're hitting them, is there anything like you see him like, or maybe he's like, his eyes is going, soul's going, his body, and then you're like, I've got this is mine now.
Yes, for sure. Like I said, when you look into the soul and knowing that it's there for the taking.
Yeah.
So as soon as you make contact with that, it's just like it feels as light as a feather when you're just going right through it. Same thing as Bruce Lee uses it as the analogy of punching through his opponent.
Yeah,
And you have to do the same thing with that.
You got to go all the way through that
all
chin.
the way through.
You got to go through all the way that
all the way through. Like again, I just like to look at the chin right there. Just that's like my target, bro. And just
That's the button.
That's
Yeah.
it.
I think only 30% needed on the chin.
That's all you need.
30
That's all you need.
30%,
And
that's it.
even before I started power slap,
Yeah.
I didn't even know you can slap somebody to where you can knock them out.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of it. So like, and then when I did it on my last fight, I was like, okay, you know what? So that's how it's done. Okay, now I feel confident in my slap.
Yeah.
Now I feel like I can go out there and do it again.
Yeah.
So it's just a great feeling.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's
It's crazy.
Honestly,
It's
I
crazy,
was. We're just going through it yesterday when we were practicing, and it was like, I was like, you guys got big hands.
Just think
like,
about it.
yeah,
Just
You
put
guys,
all your
like,
might, all your
I know.
power. All your might and all your power goes
I've
into
been
a slap. It's like
watching
you're
your hands the
developing
whole-
your chi and putting it into a slap.
Yeah.
That's technically what it is.
And like when you say that, like the surface area of your guys' hands, it's like takes up the whole head.
Yeah.
So you're not
Yeah,
hitting the
yeah,
jiu-jitsu,
man.
you're hitting everything.
I've been
Bro,
looking
you're
at it.
taking off heads with that.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they're fine tuning the rules and stuff like that with how you can utilize the slap, especially keeping your hand open.
But
and
what about
closed and
when
stuff.
you got
so
like you knocked out the guy with the first slap, and they disqualified because your feet? What I saw that your
Yes.
feet didn't even go up all the way. Like that was wrong.
I agree with it. I agree with you, and I appreciate that too because that actually changed a lot more of the rules with the
Okay.
stepping. And after that match, they allowed a minor step within the ruse, and they're slowly progressing and changing the rules as we go along with all our bouts and so forth. And that's something that we need as power slap athletes because we need the ruse in order to enforce something
it
that's
better.
great. And that's
That's
power
true.
slap.
That's true.
So
Like,
yeah,
now
but
they
that
have a-
sucked.
That
That
sucked,
took
man.
away
I
from
was
me.
so sad. Like me and my dad were watching it. We were like, "How the heck? He didn't even move like all the way. It was perfect."
Yeah.
Because I've seen worse slaps and they got away with it.
Correct.
A lot of people got away with that,
yeah.
but yours was clean. And like, what do you guys think before slapping him? Do you like this guy did something bad to me? I'm gonna slap him, or is it just like let's just slap?
Honestly, to me, it's like it's all about. So both of us actually won the coin toss. So we're actually slapping first. So the objective is to make sure, like, if I'm slapping you, bro, I don't want to get touched. I don't want to get slapped. I want to preserve
There
my
we go.
face.
There we
You know what
go.
I'm saying?
That's
so like,
the mindset.
so my intent is really to destroy you. I want to kill you when I slap you up on that stage because I don't want to get touched.
That's
And
true.
especially if I win the coin toss. You better
One
be
shot,
ready.
one kill.
I'm coming with everything.
One shot, one
bro.
kill.
One shot, one kill.
Ready,
Yeah.
So, like I said, brick to face, bro, and it's just I want to preserve my face. If I can come
Yeah.
to Saudi from the States and not
come
get
back.
hit, hey, mission complete.
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yep,
So,
yep.
Looking good when you get back.
Hey,
Home. That's what I'm about. Like,
there you go.
For me, I believe in laws of attraction and manifestation and all that. So, one and done. That's the thing that I live by. That's my slogan within Power Slap. So I want to make sure that I live up to that and just walk away with a win. Move on to the next. But my main goal is definitely the belt.
Nah, it don't feel
Yeah, man.
us.
Both
So-
of you guys, inshallah.
Inshallah. So
All the
like,
Hawaiians got the belts now. Crazy
Slowly.
Hawaiian.
Yeah,
But what
slowly.
about Dumpling and the Crazy Hawaiian in Abu Dhabi? They got a draw. Now they're changing the rules, right? They're making it like
Yes.
into a fourth round or something.
Yes.
That's nice.
I mean, the fans are asking, so
we were there. We were yelling, "One more round."
there we go.
So, yeah,
That's what I mean. Like
Yeah.
it's all about the fans. So if the fans are wanting to see an exciting show, then we have to give it to them.
true. Yeah, yeah.
So
And that's what
I'm
Uncle
happy
Dana
that you did that.
You know, Dana
Dana,
White,
big
he-
shout out to Uncle Dana. What he's done to the sport is crazy. It's amazing.
Phenomenal.
how does it feel like being part of that journey of seeing how Power Slap? Obviously, it was hated upon at first, but now it's growing so big. Dana's proved everyone wrong again. You know, he took it to different levels, the fastest growing sport, social media presence. How do you
Yeah.
feel like being part of that initial journey of like, you know, you say I was there from the start and seeing it.
You guys
like,
are in
now
the
you're
Hall
in
of Fame
Saudi,
now.
Yep.
You know,
Hall of
now you
Famers.
see it in Saudi. Now you know, you're moving fast with it. It must be like a pinch, like you know.
Yeah, so for me, like, you know, when I first saw the sport, I saw Big Daddy Turpin, you know,
Yeah,
Daddy
yeah.
Slims, rather. That's how I got into it. I seen him, and then I saw the Crazy on Wine and all that stuff. And then ever since then, it's just like I'd see it on my social media, like TikTok, Instagram, and I'd be like, oh, yeah, those guys are crazy. And then sure enough, here I am. you
That's
know?
insane, man.
And then it's just like the growth of the sport is just next level. It's been great. And even the people back home in the States and like where I'm from, it wasn't as big until I stepped foot in there.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
in
yeah.
my
Yeah.
south region of the States, and then like now everybody's tuned in. I have a lot of football NFL guys, and they're all tapped in. They all love it. They can't wait to go on an event. And
When
it's
you
just
see
the
it
growth
live.
of the sport has just been amazing, bro.
What about
Yeah,
you,
it's
Chief?
For me, watching this sport just grow. I mean, the way it's growing right now is rapid, and I'm grateful because I've fought in big promotions before in the past, and knowing that I wanted to fight in the UFC back then, I knew there was a bunch of sharks that I would have to go against in order to get to the very top,
Yeah,
especially
yeah.
into the UFC. I kind of stepped away from that and I started fighting for different promotions. But then again, it just wrapped right back around to the point where I'm actually competing in front of Uncle Dana.
Yeah,
Now,
wow.
so I'm
Yeah.
like, oh wow, okay, I don't have to be in the UFC in order to get the recognition that I deserve.
Exactly.
Yep.
But at the same time, it's like, wow, I'm with a sport that's everyone that's tuning into.
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now, we're on the top list of like pretty much every single combat sport in the
Yeah,
world.
Viewers,
So,
viewership,
We're like
everything.
over like 9 billion views all throughout
Yeah.
social
You
media.
guys have the most
yeah,
views
and
in
within
sports. yeah.
within what 2 years?
Yeah, 2 years.
Way
We're
too
like,
fast.
Yeah, about
Yeah.
2
I
Way
years.
see
too
you
fast.
guys like now in Riyadh as well. You know, you're moving international. You know, it's crazy. To
I
see
never
part
would
of
have
this-
thought I would be in Abu Dhabi, Saudi Arabia. Like it's mind blowing
Yeah,
how
you know, I
big
feel-
it's going.
That's why I like.
It's amazing.
They said 2 years I would see how it just boomed, and now you're moving so quickly. You're part of the initial, you know, the boom of power. It's crazy
Yeah.
as an athlete to be part of this journey. You know,
And I'm here for that. I'm
Yeah,
here
yeah,
for
yeah,
the
yeah,
I'm here
yeah.
for the journey and the experience.
because you guys are like would be the godfathers. You know, in 5,
guys
10
are
years,
Hall of Famers now.
everybody will
Yeah,
be looking
yeah.
at you guys as the
You guys are.
OGs.
Yeah.
You guys will be the OGs in like 5, 10 years. You know,
Yes.
you guys that set the stones. Like you said, first ones in your area, first ones in
Yep.
the community.
Correct.
How did your family and friends, people around you, how did they take it when you're like, okay, I'm doing power slap now?
So with my family and friends, they're first like against it. They're like, man, I don't, they're, But then when I actually did it and they saw how good I was and saw how committed it was, they eventually attached on to it.
Yeah, yeah.
But for the most part, yeah, they're like, yeah, that's crazy, bro. I can't believe you're doing that,
Yeah,
you know. And I get a lot of those. Or how do you train for power slap? I get a
Oh.
lot of those.
Yeah.
So it's just like now it's just like actually they see the growth of it and they see how big it is. Now it's like when they had a question, now it's like now they're big fans of it.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's what it's all about, just growing the sport, bro, and just seeing their reaction to those slaps is just amazing.
Crazy.
I love it, so it's been great.
Going
Yeah,
there
seeing
live.
everyone's
What about
seeing
you?
everyone's posts and stuff, that's great.
Yeah.
And knowing that I'm inspiring a community back home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, family, friends, anyone that's never ever, been out of the box. If I can do it,
Yeah,
they
you
can
can.
do
They
it.
can do
So
it, yeah.
that's what I'm aiming for.
And I think it shows as well, like when you do martial arts fighting, you're fighting for everybody. You're fighting for the bread. So you guys do whatever you gotta do to get the bread. Literally,
Absolutely.
MMA. Okay, power slap. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna bring back. Like you said, you're motivating the next generation.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna do whatever
Like-
I gotta do to bring the bread home.
Right.
And I think it's very inspirational.
How was
like,
the powerhouse experience? Man?
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, how is that?
So we were actually in the same house but different times.
Okay.
So like I was there. I was there first, right? Yeah, I
Before,
was there
yeah.
first. So we was on Road to the Title season 3. The whole experience was crazy because you have people from all over the world in
Yeah.
that one house.
Yeah.
And it's just you have so many alpha males,
Yeah.
and it's just like we're there to create a show,
Yeah.
and we're there for competition. So that whole experience was great. Flying out to Vegas and just doing that whole shebang, and then having Dana like right there and experiencing like the slaps and doing that in front of him. Great
Nice.
experience. It didn't turn out the way I wanted, with my match. I got the win, but it's just like I got knocked out, and it's just as long as I got the win, I was happy.
That's true.
But then that's when I ended up leaving the house because I was essentially knocked out. But that whole thing was just a great experience, and and then that's when you came after that.
Yeah.
And so I didn't meet the chief until like a little bit later, and we
Okay.
connected so well. But
Nice.
but yeah, it's just one of those things that when we come to Riyadh, and it's just and then I see some of those guys I haven't seen since the house.
No way.
Yeah.
Like and it's just great to see them and their growth
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
seeing
That's
the
amazing.
things out there. Like my boy Rod, he was like my roommate, and I
Okay.
love that kid, man. He's such a character.
Yeah.
And he smokes Black Miles and stuff, and it's just the whole shebang. He's like I feel like he's made for TV, so that's good that I was able to see him and see him back, and see where he's at now, is the growth, and just being able to connect with those guys from back
Yeah.
in the season. It's just been great.
That's amazing.
How do you find it, Chief? Was there a lot of
Or-
beef or?
For me, if you guys saw the show, I'm sure you guys did. For me, my main motive is just to take over, and
Conquer.
that's showing, like you said, there's a lot of alpha males in there, and I knew that, and I had to make sure that I had to make my
Character
dominance known.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And I did that. But being around other hot-headed people, of course, there's going to be interactions, as we saw. I got into it with one of the guys on the show,
Yeah.
and people like that just don't deserve a spot on the show.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of weak people that we need to weed out from Power Slap itself,
Yeah.
because it gives other people opportunity.
Like
Like
even-
my previous opponent, who actually I fought against on the show, Kiefer Roberts, shout out to him too. He stepped up last minute, and I felt like his storyline and his life, he deserved a spot to be, at least recognized,
Yeah,
at
yeah,
least.
Yeah.
So that was my experience with
Respect
the
to
show.
you for
Yeah.
saying that, man. Like,
Was there a lot of stuff that happened off screen that didn't get aired?
yeah.
Like, there must have been
That's what
stuff,
Vernon-
like
Vernon was
the
saying, some
smack
stuff
talk
like
in the
that, yeah.
background, the little stuff. That's the stuff that really annoys you. Someone doesn't close the door, or open the door when you're asleep, or
There's no doors.
the-
Don't forget
oh,
about
no
that.
doors.
No doors.
I won't say any names, but we did have a situation where there's a bunch of adult babies,
Oh, okay.
and it got to a point where they just couldn't handle the liquor, and
Yeah.
a guy pissed himself on the house,
Oh.
and we had to remove him from the room that we were sleeping next to. And we're like, no, he's not going to be sleeping in that room, dude. We can, if he's going to be doing that
Yeah.
all the time,
Yeah.
he's going to have to kick rocks and go upstairs at least, and with the other team.
Yeah,
Even
yeah,
though he
yeah.
was on our team, he had to go upstairs. Yeah.
Damn.
That was
Damn,
not
how was that on
happening.
the
So
show?
there were
Yeah.
small little things
Yeah.
behind the scenes that they didn't really air, which
Yeah.
is great, because that's not the type of, the
Scenery you
recognition
want.
that you want
Yeah, yeah,
at
yeah,
all,
yeah.
which is cool. But yeah, there were some things on the show that they did not show at all.
Yeah, there's a lot actually for me. I feel like how long were the episodes again? Like 30 minutes? Or
Yeah,
was it
they're
less
not
than
that long.
Yeah.
Something like that. So like I feel like there was actually a lot they didn't show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So but
someone
overall
eat-
the experience was great, bro, for
Yeah,
the
yeah,
most
yeah.
part. I loved it. If I can go back and change it, I wouldn't change nothing. 'cause
Nice.
The experience
So
was
are you
just
guys
awesome.
one in like how many millions that would love to have this opportunity?
That's true.
Yeah.
To be under Dana's, obviously that UFC Ultimate Fight Contender Series. Now, powerful.
Yeah.
This is a dream to be part of that house.
Just that umbrella, just being under that umbrella.
Yeah.
For
That's
sure.
true. You're
For
you're
sure.
And
set. You know.
it's like Dana's big push as well. This power slap. He proved everybody wrong again, and he really took it to massive heights.
Yes.
It's
Massive
his
heights.
baby, like
Yeah,
he
yeah,
made
yeah.
it from scratch. So for him
Yeah.
to take it to this level after UFC, and he's still like, he's in the powerhouse. He's like when you watch on TV, he's talking. He's there in every episode. He's like, what you're doing is amazing. You're doing UFC and you're focusing on power slap. Even like how you get the weights. they check your power, your neck.
Velocity.
That's
It's like
something
the
crazy.
slap combine, like
Yeah,
they have the
that's-
NFL combine. I was actually talking
You
about that
know?
in another podcast. It's just that slap combine is something different,
Something
man.
else, something new for everyone to see. But
Yeah, yeah, and it's
professional,
just being part of
legit.
the under Dana because anything he touches goes gold for the
All
most part.
Yeah,
that
Yeah,
man.
it's amazing.
You know, and we're under that UFC umbrella, so it's pretty good. But when I first, before even the show, you know, I had applied, and it was just like, wow, okay, I doubt they're gonna hit me up. There's so many people around the whole world probably applying, and
Yeah.
sure enough, like a week later, they hit me up, and it was just like, wow, is this for real? Like, okay, all right, and then they were like, hey, what are you doing? You know, such and this such date or whatnot, and I was like, nothing, and they're like, well, we want to invite you, and then when they brought us all together and then I saw Dana, I'm like, oh, okay, this is for real.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So it was a great experience being able to see Dana in front of us and talking to him and all
Yeah.
that good aspect. It was a great experience.
That's amazing.
So-
you guys didn't know Dana was like he's the owner of it at the time, or you guys knew Dana was in it? That's why we signed up.
I mean, I knew Dana of anything. Of course, he's promoting it, and then
Yeah.
you see season 1 to season 2, and then you see
Yeah.
the growth of it, and then we're part of season 3.
Yeah.
So like we knew Dana was like the founder in a
Yeah.
way, but then as we got into it, we knew Frank and
Yeah.
some of those other guys. And,
The team.
Yeah,
Nice.
just the
Yeah.
team itself was great. Got to know everybody, and
That's
it's been
amazing.
great ever since.
Amazing.
So both of you, what's your 2025 goals? 'Cause that
Oh,
was the
it's
chief.
settling in Dubai, you know, and
Okay.
networking and working with the clientele that I have out there. So that's going to be an interesting.
You're moving
Fitness.
soon.
Yes, I'm moving in June to Dubai, so that's going to be a great experience for me. I've never, you know, actually got to experience living outside of the United States, so this is going to be the first for me. But I'm looking forward to it.
You're gonna
What
love it,
clients?
man. Dubai is
Sorry?
amazing.
What clients were you talking? Fitness industry?
Fitness,
Yeah.
Yeah, you smash it, brother.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
you know, there's a lot of people that are into fitness there,
Yeah, yeah.
and I appreciate that because that's something that I look forward to. I'd rather be in a set community where I'm around like-minded people,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's what I value the most. But my goals, not just for moving, is also getting to the top of the ranking, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
of Power Slap and maintaining, you know, I would say my record right now, and I'm bouncing back from that loss. But other than that, you know, is going straight to the top.
Yeah.
Going straight to the top.
Let's go.
You got the hype train running, so you already
Got it.
got
What
it.
about yourself, the
You knew
boom?
you was.
My whole goal is like, yeah, I want to come up to the top division. I'm number 10 ranked heavyweight right now, and I see myself going far this year. Just my goal is just stay undefeated. You know, still keep working, keep working, and you know, back home I'm a bodyguard back home, and I work with a lot of NFL clients and whatnot, and I've been doing that for about 13 years or so,
Okay.
and I actually I want to stay away from there now. Like my career is like now starting to take off.
Yeah, yeah.
So I eventually want to veer off from that because like we're becoming assets and essentially.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
like if I'm putting my life on the line with another guy, it's like, okay, hey, I'm an asset too. Like I'm under contract. So like I want to protect what I got going
Yeah.
on,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I
yeah.
can't be really risking my life for some of these guys anymore. So for the most part, just easing up off of that a little bit. But I do have a team, so it's like I can feed my other guys, make
Nice.
sure they make their money, and
Yeah.
Okay.
you know, we just expand in a way, and maybe not even letting go of that, but just being more behind the scenes and
Yeah, yeah,
working
yeah.
that sort of way.
Managing
Yep.
from them.
And yeah, man, and just pushing what I got going on from my merch to to fitness and inspiring the people in my
Now
whole community.
your merch is with us, hopefully. So.
Yeah, man. And now I just started, so that's why Brick to Face. It's just a sample in a way, but I have a lot of people trying to buy already, sending me messages, but they want to be supportive, and I appreciate that. But for the most part, yeah, just staying undefeated, just one fight at a time.
Yep.
That's how I'm
What's
approaching
next?
That's what's
it.
going to be the goal.
One fight at a time. I don't want to look past my opponent, because anything can happen. This is the fight game. We all
Yep.
know that. But at the same time, like, just take it one step at a time, and that's my whole
yes.
thing.
That's a good
sir.
plan.
You have to. So what would you say to any upcoming power slappers? Any advice?
To any upcoming power
yeah,
slappers,
to inspire like the young generation, the people you're inspiring. What would you say?
I would say dig deep,
Yeah, you gotta
and
dig deep.
just lock in. You have to lock in, and that's an analogy that we use both, and just stay focused on your training and yourself,
Yeah, yeah.
and just zero out the rest of the stupidity around you, and focus on the main goal. You know, if you have a goal that you've set in your mind, you might as well just stick to it.
Yeah.
Don't switch up.
The more you manifest it, it becomes real, man.
It becomes
I
reality.
never thought I would be chilling with you guys, but we're here, so
We're here.
you gotta
Yeah.
manifest
This
it.
has
Yes.
really been a crazy
You
trip.
know, and we started like
3 months ago.
3 months ago, and now we got.
Right.
Yeah,
It's been
I
crazy.
think me and him met twice. On the third time we did our
Time.
we did the first episode of the podcast
Yeah,
Crazy.
it
after
was.
2 meetings, and
Look
now
at you guys now.
third one
now
we're in
we're in-
Riyadh.
yeah.
Like it's
We got a couple more trips since you're in Dubai. Hopefully, we can get you in our vlogs.
Absolutely.
We'll go. You gotta visit Dubai now. You got Keali here.
Yeah. I tell these guys all the
You
time.
gotta come.
No,
It's just the flight. It's the
Yeah.
flight.
Yeah, once you
Dubai
get
is
over that
really
flight,
nice.
it's
You're gonna
just-
love it.
You're good. But as far as like giving advice to the power step guys,
Yeah.
my whole thing is like never give up, bro.
Yeah.
I'm 34 years old, and we started a year ago or so, and my whole thing is just show resilience, being able, because I played football. I wanted to go the NFL route. I was almost there. So if things don't work out for you and the way you wanted to, don't just stop there. Try other things, other avenues, because you might be successful in it. I never thought I was gonna be doing this, and to me, it's just like I tell these guys, hey, never give up. Always show that resilience, because I never gave up. I know I was going to make it in something. It was going to be something, but I just didn't know what.
Yeah.
But then when there's an opportunity presented in front of me, and then I was able to take advantage of it, and it's been great so far. So my whole thing, I tell these youngsters, if you want to do power step, that's cool, but try other things before you get here. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to develop that mindset. Because to me, honestly, it's just a mind thing for the most part.
That's true.
Yeah, man, it's just never give up. That's
Mindset,
it.
yeah,
Never
it's-
give up.
Never know what the road takes you. Where the
that's-
road.
Exactly. So, and I'm grateful.
not-
I never thought I'd be over here talking to you guys and meeting great people like the
Yeah.
Chief. Like, it's been great so far, and I'll never take it for granted. And it's just the life experiences. So when I do one day have children, or I have my nephews, they all looking at this now, and it's just like I want to show that professionalism and
Big
showing what it's all
martial
about, because they're looking now. They're to the age where they're looking.
They know,
and
yeah.
I want to show great examples, and I got to tell them now, hey, you can't be slapping at school.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like that whole thing is like, oh,
It falls
bro,
back
bro.
on Uncle Wes.
right. So my sister's like, Wes, you gotta have a talk with them because they're starting to, and I'm like, oh Lord, okay. But for the most part, yeah, man, just being able to be a positive role model and just giving
what it's all
that
about.
good affirmation, you know.
Like we were saying before,
Yes,
like
sir.
we're getting a bit old, those guys. So we say the example. Our
A bit wiser.
wiser,
There you
yeah.
go.
We've
There
got
you go.
experiences, a lot of experiences, a lot of knowledge, and we want to just be the role model for the next generation. To just help them in this world where it's going crazy.
Yeah,
We want to be the right role models, motivation, inspiration for the next generation of martial artists, and it's a big thing. It's a big thing when we look at how the world's changed from where we were, how we grew up. It's crazy. Okay, so we spoke about this. Both of you have amazing nicknames.
Okay.
Let's go, Chief. Well, how did you get the Chief?
Yeah. How do you? Oh, you
Chief-
just said it. Yeah.
Yes. So the Chief is actually my name,
Okay.
which is in Hawaiian, Keali means the chief, but it's much more than that. It's a title. So my whole name, which can't even fit on a birth certificate or my driver's license, it's Keali Kanekoa, and that's a title that was given to me from my father, which means the chief of multiple strong women and strong men.
Wow.
So that's how it came about my name.
Wow, that's
big.
that's
a
big.
strong
It
name,
comes with a
man.
title.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean,
it's
and it also comes with responsibility too.
Yeah.
Yep.
What is a responsibility?
Yeah. So speaking of responsibilities, because I have to own up to my title. I have to own up to my name.
yeah.
I also have to lead people. So I can't just be the chief of multiple strong women and strong men if I'm not able to lead. So I have to lead by example.
That's a responsibility that your dad
that's
put on you,
amazing.
man.
Yeah.
Big responsibility.
Every day. That's a great name. Great story
you.
behind it.
Yeah.
What about yourself? The Boom.
So
Here
the
comes
boom,
the Boom.
man. So back when I played football, man, I used to be trucking guys. I used to run them over. And then I just earned that nickname really when I got to like semi-pro. I did a little bit of semi-pro.
Okay.
Back in high school, they called me T-Rex. Like I was just a monster. I was stronger than everybody. I was pretty much faster than all the big guys. I was just that different athlete.
Which
But then
position were you in?
I
Quarterback?
played defensive tackle, so like I'm
Nice.
going for the quarterback. I'm sacking you, and over time I just started dominating, man. And the coach was like, "Okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna call you the Boom." and I got that
From the
nickname
coach.
from one of my coaches,
Yeah.
and ever since it's just been sticking. And then I wanted to translate that to the slap game. So I was like, you know what? They asked me for my nickname. I'm like, you know what? Let me just go with the boom, but let me earn it. You know what I'm saying? So then obviously you saw my last performance. I got the knockout with the Hulk, and the people were doubting me. He was a lot bigger.
Yeah.
You know, he's arm wrestling guy and strong lifting and this and
Wow,
that.
man.
But none of that means nothing.
Yeah,
But when
He
you
was
go on
like
that
a
stage,
wall, but you
and
dropped
I
that
knocked
wall,
him out,
man.
and then
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? That's why they call me the boom. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes, sir.
I wanted to earn that first before I
No, that was
really gave
sick.
myself the title. I wanted to earn it, and
Yeah.
I feel like I did, and now
Respect.
it's been great ever since.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's
That's
great
big respect
nicknames. It's
to
all
that.
about the nicknames.
It's all about
Now
It's all
we
about
are
nicknames.
supportive.
Yeah, mine's the Prince.
Oh yeah, there you go.
My siblings gave it to me because I'm a joker and I used to love Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh yeah,
So
that's
that-
that's the show.
Yeah. So and because like I was a joker, they were like that. I grew up in Dubai, so people in England always thought I was a prince, and I was like, nope. And the third one, Prince Nassim. Remember Prince Nas?
Yeah.
Because I boxed kind of like that. So
Yeah.
it just
I
everything
loved
just-
his movement.
Yeah. So it
I
all just
love
came
his
to Prince,
movement.
and I was like, yeah, I like that.
It's
I
nice
like
though.
that. It's good,
Yeah,
man.
that's dope, man.
So, what fighters inspired you in your martial arts journeys? You're Hawaiian. I know you've got so many
Yes.
fighters from Hawaii.
So back then, growing up watching UFC from UFC 1 all the way up to UFC now in the present moment, back then, you know, growing up, I used to watch BJ Penn.
BJ Penn.
And
Yeah.
what inspired me from his journey and stuff was actually picking up his book in a library, not even knowing that he was on the same island. And I wanted to learn more about jiu-jitsu because I wanted to fix my health.
Yeah.
So after just picking up the book, I'm like, wait, this guy's on the same island as me. So every single day I would go to the gym and train there without my parents even knowing.
Wow.
And just seeing him compete on a different scale with the UFC and stuff, and just dismantling people.
Yeah.
And knowing that that's my trainer, and knowing that he's from Hawaii, that inspired me. So
Wasn't Max like the first fighter outside of Brazil to get the black belt?
yes,
From the Gracie?
from
was
the Gracie family.
Yeah, he was the first one outside of
even
Brazil.
that too. Like
That's an amazing-
the history behind the BJJ and all that he inspired
Yeah.
through, you know, just mixed martial arts itself. That I was like, okay, I can do that too now. So that's what inspired me. That's who inspired me. But of course, there's other athletes like Max Holloway, like you said.
What a legend.
You know, that's just making a name for himself, and not just for himself, but also for Hawaii.
Yeah,
so
but
as long
he's
as
a
we can
very good
represent
representative
Hawaii,
as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's
exactly.
always shouting out Hawaii. He's a very good like role model.
of course.
But the
Great guy.
BJ, like, wow, BJ in his prime was killing everybody.
Prime. I mean, he was the double champ before anyone was a double
Exactly.
champ.
Everybody, but yeah, no one remembers
Yeah.
that he was the original double champ.
champ, yeah.
He was the original champ.
He was the first, huh?
Yeah. And the first black belt outside Brazil, outside of Brazil to get
Nice.
it. Yeah,
That's
crazy.
sad. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now we're friends now, you know? Like, I
way.
never imagined that I'll be FaceTiming him on Instagram or calling him and
No
stuff
way,
for
that's crazy.
advice. I actually asked him to use his walkout song, and I couldn't. I'm not too sure why, but I couldn't use his walkout song. So I was like, okay.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
other than that, you know, but that's who truly inspired me.
That's crazy. What about yourself,
How
the
about
boom?
you, Wes?
So for me, man, you guys might laugh a little bit, but it's sort of. So my guy is Brock Lesnar.
Okay.
Respect, man.
So the reason why, because we come from the same background. I really grew up doing wrestling.
Yeah.
And I dominated. Back in junior college, my junior year in high school and senior year, I got second. I lost in the finals, and I should be a 2-time state champion. So, and then I had college offers going into wrestling and whatnot, but I chose the football route because back in the day it was like I graduated from high school in 2009. So like the UFC wasn't as big. It was, but not as big as like the NFL.
Yeah.
So it's like I chose that football route. But when I see him, it's like people always mirrored like in a way because I was a big guy that can move fast and I was stronger than pretty much everybody. And so like, and then when I seen his growth, it's just like it's just his aura is just how I was, how he carries himself is just
He's
being
a
that
beast.
beast mentality and just that physicality and that violence. That's all I'm about, bro. I just love it. It sounds funny, he's
No,
in
it's not, man.
WWE and stuff, but he got real credentials. You look
Yep.
him up, he got
Yeah,
some real
Even
credentials.
Abdullah
Then-
Salim's, he started off from Brock Lesnar, so
But like Brock Lesnar as well, like when he Okay, he was in WWE, but then he went to MMA.
Yeah.
Then he
I
became
was like-
champion,
yeah.
and then he's shown
Became
he is a
direct
real
respect.
deal.
Come on, man, yeah.
When he went into MMA, and the way he won the title, them hammer fists,
Yeah.
that smashing,
He's a
that
crazy-
boy, he
Couture,
showed that he's
all
a
that.
real,
I mean,
real.
talk about big hands. That guy
Yeah.
got big hands.
he should
Man-
have-
he should
man
get
got
box
box
hands.
hands.
It
It was,
That's
it was
like-
4XL, wasn't it?
Yeah.
4XL.
Yeah.
He had the biggest gloves ever, 4XL of him.
Huge.
Him or Shane Carmen, I think, had the biggest gloves. But he's...
He's
And then
massive.
hammer fists against Randy Couture.
Yeah. it was
Yeah.
Oh,
crazy.
he
Yeah.
started the hammer fist sensation thing.
Yeah.
Even like
Yeah.
wrestlers say, sometimes he hurts us. It's not like he really hits sometimes.
Oh,
so,
his
like in
takedowns.
WWE.
You know, everyone thought, oh, he's in WWE, he doesn't know wrestling.
Oh,
But he came, his double legs.
Yeah, that
His
blast
double
double.
power- oh, his
yeah,
double leg's
all
amazing.
that stuff, man, is just,
Yeah.
and that's
I
where
mean-
I come from. I used to beat my guys with the blast double in seconds. That's why I was so successful in my high school career. I had a scholarship offers to do college wrestling, but I just chose the football route because. You know, looking back, I looked at the videos of college conditioning of the wrestling side. And it was just like, oh man, I don't know if I want to do that because it's just high level.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
crazy.
And I'd rather just do the football. I'm used to football, but I wasn't as actually successful as I was. People say I probably could have been in the UFC, had to learn to strike and everything, but I had that wrestling background, and that was always my thing. And then just looking back at him is just, you know, he inspired me to, you know, do all this combat sports now and whatnot, and it's been great, man. So I looked up to him, you know, I just love the violence that he brings.
Yeah.
I
He's
love it.
real.
Shout out to Brock Lesnar.
Shout out.
Yeah. Make sure you
Amazing.
repost this, sir.
So we were talking about Diddy's party or something before we started. I don't want to miss that. I want to put it in the pod if you don't mind.
Yeah, so I mean, I got to, so I don't want to say too much,
Yeah.
but and I was working with a client, this is a famous client, and I was able to do bodyguard for him, and we went down to Miami. We was in Miami for like 3 days or so. I forgot what event it was, but it was a couple years ago, and I got the experience going to Two Star Island, you know,
Okay, nice.
and you know, from what I heard, Shaq lives there, and some other celebrities live there. But just being around that presence and being around those celebrities, it's been great because I've been around a lot of celebrities, and now it's like, to me, like, you know, being a bodyguard, I try to stay away from it because there's so much that happens behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Just dealing with the entourage and dealing with just so much that you guys don't even, like, it's crazy. So like now that's why I chose to do the athlete way, because they have a lot more to lose, and they're not as you know, crazy as a normal typical you know, celebrity or you know, whatever. They have a lot more than the spotlight is on them. So they're essentially like, you have kids looking up to them and stuff. So I did that, but just being around. Yes, I did it. I was able to experience and go to his house. I didn't go inside his house, but I was able to be outside of it, and it was cool. It was huge. I met one of the sons before, but yeah, it was a great experience.
Nice,
That's
nice,
cool.
nice.
That's
Okay, the top 5 fighters of all time.
Top 5.
Yeah, top 5. Let's go, Chief.
Well, definitely BJ.
Okay.
Max.
Yeah.
I would say Anderson Silva.
Yeah, amazing.
Okay.
Vitor.
Yeah, in this prime
He's
Vito.
phenomenal.
Legend.
Prime.
Yeah.
And who I gotta say right now, that's just, you know, class act champion, Alex Pereira.
Alex Pereira, man.
Raro.
And he also looks like me too.
Honestly, that's what I thought.
That's what everyone tells
When
me.
I saw you
He
first,
does,
So I'm like,
I'm
wait,
sure
what? Where's my twin?
Yeah. Honestly.
What's up, twin?
Very similar. It's scary.
It's crazy.
It's very, very scary.
I just
like,
need to
Does
cut
look
the
like
hair.
you, yeah.
yeah.
Shama, and that's it.
But like your choices, all striker based.
Yeah.
Silva, Vito, Pereira. You look at 3 very high class Muay Thai fighters right there. So
Also BJJ too.
yeah,
so.
people, yeah. Anderson, Pereira, we still need to see what his jiu-jitsu's. He hasn't been tested because nobody can get him to the ground so far. But
It's, from
He's
what I
very
heard,
good
he's
at
very
what I've
good.
seen him.
From what I heard, he's very good on the ground.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, I love striking
you
because
love your
everything,
knockouts. I see that. He's
everything
knockout.
starts with being on your
It
feet.
starts.
First.
That's what I tell everyone.
Yes,
Before you even get to the ground, you have to start standing.
of course.
And Vito was honestly one of my all-time favorite.
He was just like the way he ran through. I forget who he fought against, but the way he ran through one of the fighters was just like
Wanderlei
something.
Silva when he's running forward and he's
Yes,
just striking.
yes.
that point.
That moment changed my life,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's when like I was like, okay, maybe I should do that to one of my opponents,
Yeah, yeah,
and it worked. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
I ran through one of my first opponents, and that's when I was 18. That was my first fight ever.
Nice.
That was actually in Just Scrap, which was promoted by BJ Penn himself. So I ran through a guy that everyone thought that was going to take me out because I was some young kid.
Yeah.
And I just used my striking and I just ran right through him. He just couldn't handle it. He was on the ground, and from there I just choked him out. It was like 15 seconds or something.
Damn.
Damn.
Yeah, it was a quick fight. That was, I think, one of my fastest fights ever.
Wow.
Amazing.
We'll try and put that clip into.
Yeah, we'll
put that. So we're doing that. So we're trying to put
Got
that
the
as this moment.
More work
100%.
for me.
The boom. Give me your top 5, brother.
The only thing I'd agree with his list. I love his list. The only two I might just add on there is John Jones.
Yeah.
To me, he's number 1, pound for pound. And then number 2, I'm more, like I said, I'm wrestling based. Yeah. So I got to go with Cain Velasquez. He's in there for me. You got to respect the guy.
Legend.
Champion. And those two right there for me. Like those, I love the list that he gave. I just add those two on there. So
Mine is John Jones too. So
you know who I would have thought would have been great at Power Slap? Rest in peace, Kimbo Slice.
Oh, yeah.
Rest in peace to the GOAT. You know when I'm talking to you now, both of you now, I'm just like, it just came to my mind just right. I was like, he's similar background to what you guys are saying. And he fought in the streets. He was a real guy. And when you said you have to dig deep, I was like, there's nobody that's ever dig deeper than Kimbo. Rest in peace. Like, he was an OG. And I mean, he just everything bare knuckled. He was brawling.
He was actually quite successful.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
He was a bad boy now. Like,
when you see his fights, even watching it, you see how hard he went.
Dangerous.
He was ruthless.
Dangerous, yes.
Like he didn't give like
his
a
stand
beat,
up was
but
pretty good, bro. He had a good stand up.
And he was just
he had a lot of power.
You know when the boys just stood there swinging and they just like
I know.
Just
going ham.
Yeah.
I mean, even what's his name? Game Bread. He ended up becoming like the new face of the UFC at one point because of that reason. It all started from where they came from.
The backward brawling YouTube. But I think I'd imagine these two boys being on Power Slap, I think they would eat it alive. They would do successful. They just have that like.
I think that would have been an awesome matchup for the Crazy Hawaiian. What do you think?
Yeah,
that would have been like a super hype card.
Yeah, Crazy Hawaiian and Kimbo Slice. Ooh.
That would be amazing.
That would have sold some.
That's
and Kimbo could sell as well. Yeah. Kimbo knew how to act.
Yeah,
he was like one of the first guys, with his chain when he come out, and he was like
he's crazy.
Kimbo.
Yeah, he knew how to promote.
He was a beast as well physically. When you looked at him, it was like, damn, Kimbo's coming.
Yeah, he's a tank.
Yeah.
He had that power, and the Crazy Hawaiian, he got that chin.
Bro,
man.
You gotta come versus
correct.
Dumpling. It was crazy. It was insane. I can't wait to see the one tomorrow, man. It's gonna be hectic.
And still.
Let's see. Last time he almost got Dumpling though, but he almost swung.
And he lost a lot of weight now, so I can't wait to see how he does with that new weight. Because to me, it's like he's more dangerous now. I see him.
Really?
I see him. His slimmer face, slimmer body. Yeah. And now it's like he got that extra mobility, so he can really turn more and get that slap.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see him.
Yeah, more momentum. I agree.
Yeah, nice.
That's amazing.
Ready?
Yeah,
guys. Thank you. So tomorrow we are coming to the fight.
Okay.
So be the loudest in the crowd.
Okay.
I've got my pom-poms.
There you go.
Go, guys.
There you go.
No. I'll be shouting for you guys. Don't worry. And hopefully afterwards we can see. And if there's any events, I think we're going to the desert
hopefully
or something.
Friday, we're going to try to hook it up for you guys.
Just confirming it, but it'd be amazing to see you guys afterwards.
Thank you.
Good luck, guys.
Appreciate you guys having us. Thank you for reaching out.
Thank you guys.
Great. You guys are awesome. We appreciate everything.
It was
honestly,
amazing
thank
that
you for guys coming in, and the vibes have been awesome. And best of luck. Honestly, we hope you both deserve it. You both got the right aspirations to inspire the next generation. It's something I really look like. It's not just about us. It's about bringing back to the community. And deep down, I hope you both smash it.
Can't wait to see it.
Thank you guys, and thank you guys for tuning in. Another amazing episode.